Welcome to the channel, y'all. I almost forgot. I'm about to do a generator oil change, and I almost forgot to fire up that camera. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit and take you through the steps. Gas, Onan, Quiet-Gen 7000 generator, right? I've taken the cap off. My front cover, meaning front cover's off. Real simple. Down low, I have a bucket to catch the oil. Let's see if I can show you that. Right there is catching the oil. It's very windy, so I got a little bit of a blowback, I guess you can call it. So I'm in rewind mode, and we're gonna retract. So the first thing I did was I fired the generator up, and I let it run for about 10 minutes to get that oil hot, so that it could flow out much easier during the drain process. So this plug here is the drain plug. So we twist that lefty-loosey. So I twist that all the way to the left to open that valve up, and it's just like a ball valve, and that releases the oil. So the oil is still dripping down. Some 5-10 minutes later, still slowly dripping down into my oil catch pan, whatever you want to call it. I then loosened the refill cap here, took that off to release the pressure so it can flow out even faster. So it's still draining. We're just gonna let it drain until it comes down to basically just a drip. So my next step, that's still draining. You leave that out. While that's draining, I'm gonna go ahead and get up under the motorhome right here. You can see the filter. Again, the replacement part number is 122-0836. That's going to be your replacement filter part number. I did order this off Amazon, if anybody wanted to know. Wrapped in plastic, there it is. We'll see how this does. I kind of ripped the box up, but you can see there 122-0836. Tools needed: some type of wrench or filter remover. I like this one. It's a perfect fit because it gets really tight under there. You've got about that much space to grip. Once you get it up in there, you only got that much room to work with if you're gonna try and twist it up in there or get your tool around it to twist it. It gets very, very tight. So I found this. You can see the inside there, what filters, what sizes it used and everything. So it ended up being perfect for me. So I got me a little trash bag here. Oh, and the oil I use, 15W40 is what I use directly on the box. 15W40, it says right there, that's the viscosity, and that's for 10 degrees to 100 degrees. I just stick with that because that's generally the temperatures we operate in here. I'm out of St. Louis, Missouri, so that's generally our temperature range. Some people run the 10W30, which is 0 to 80 degrees. You can run a 5W30, that's -20 degrees up to 50 degrees. So that seems to be more of a colder climate oil. And then you can just run 30, and that's 32 degrees or higher. Again, I run that 15W40 because generally where I am and where we travel is generally anywhere between 10 to 100 degrees. That's a safe bet for us. All right, so let's keep going. And I am just about down to a drip, as you can see on camera. It was flowing a lot faster than that before I actually started the video, and now we're just about to that drip that I was looking for. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and remove that fuel filter, and I'm gonna just go right up under there with my tool, get a good fit on there. Get a good grip on there. may need my extension. Let's see. Gotta get it up in there. Go. Actually, I think I'm tightening. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Lefty loosey. Go. Right, I'm gonna drop my tool. I may have it cranked on there. Drop that out. I'm gonna get my bag to try to prevent the excess oil from spilling down and just hand twist it now. See if I can catch as much as I can. Because you gotta remember the filter is gonna be full of oil. Try to come straight down here. There we go. We are loose. There it is. I'm gonna turn that right over in there. Got that out. Now I just need to get my filter tool off of here. I may have cranked it on there. Alright, got my handy dandy tool off because we will need that to tighten the new filter in place. So one of the things that was recommended by some folks, several things we want to do. These all come with a new O-ring. One of the things I didn't check, I'm gonna do that right now, is to make sure the old ring came out with the old filter, because if that ring is still in there, we got problems. And I am confirming that the old O-ring is attached to the old filter, so we're good there. So new filter about to go in place. What we're gonna do is fill this filter up with oil first. We're gonna go ahead and put oil in there. That way we have oil in the filter prior to attaching it to the generator, and we can lube up that O-ring. So I'm gonna get some oil in the filter. Hopefully you guys can see this. Just like that, I got oil in the filter. Then I'm gonna take some just like that and rub it along that O-ring. You're gonna lubricate that O-ring. Easy peasy. So I am going to go ahead and close that ball valve up. We're down to a drip like I said. Let's close that ball valve, because at this point we are going to turn it tight. At this point we've got all the old oil, or most of the old oil drained as possible. Everything else is going in here is fresh oil, fresh filter. So the very first thing I'm gonna do is replace the filter. And that filter drank a lot of that oil. I'm gonna go ahead and add even more oil to that filter before I go up in there. Up. And screwing on with ease. You don't want to cross thread. That went on nice and easy. And I got it hand tightened as much as possible. So now I just want to use my tool to finish the job. Got a little oil on there, I want to dry that off. Same thing, just like we loosened it, now we're gonna get under there and tighten it. And you can see it partially through this gap here. You can see your filter turning, so you know you're making some progress, you're making some movements. This is just a generator oil change. Not complicated at all on the gas generators. The bulk of the work is done. All we do is refill now, refill the oil. And again, you know, just pay attention to this cover. quick instructions. It says check oil daily, obviously if you're using the motorhome daily. Air filter, clean the air filter at 150 hours and then replace at 450 hours. I did replace my air filter because I had some issues with this thing running at one point. And then as far as the oil and filter, change at 150 hours or annually, whichever comes first. 150 hours, every 150 hours or annually, whichever comes first. And it says perform it more often if you operate this machine in dusty conditions. And this calls for, as far as the oil capacity, this generator calls for 2 quarts of oil. 2 quarts of oil. All right, so here we are with that, and I like to clean this stuff up. So I'm special. It's kind of tight getting up in here with this generator, so I got this tool that helps me easily access this, because you can only go up so far because of the ceiling here. So this gives me the opportunity to really flex this hose to get that oil in there like I need it to be. And it has a valve on here that you can open and close to adjust it. Pretty cool. So 2 quarts of oil, and this can be a slow process, so you just gotta take your time when you putting oil in it. It can be a very slow process. Yes, sir. Just doing a generator oil change. Right on. Guy pulled up to check on me. Still some good people in the world. Sometimes it's hard in today's time to trust people, but there are still some good people in the world. And from here, we just simply check the oil, make sure we're full. I've checked the oil, got sufficient enough oil. Now you'll hear some stories about the dipstick being wrong. I don't know. That theory worked for me on my 2006 National Dolphin. I had issues with it running for an hour, and then when I took out a bunch of oil, that thing ran forever. So there are stories and theories out there that the dipsticks are wrong. Onan has not come out to my knowledge and addressed that, but people have found running less oil. There are videos out there showing people filling up a normal standard size water bottle. That's how much oil they took out of the generator and had much success with that. So me personally, this calls for 2 quarts of oil. I go with 1.5. So I just put 1.5 quarts of oil in here. While I'm working on the generator, I do have my 2 breakers off right here while I'm working on it, because I don't need anything to go live inside the coach. So I'm just gonna do a little test, make sure the filter's tight, nothing pops off, and it's a quick test. I always prime first, hold that stop button down, and you can hold this down for up to 30 seconds. I won't hold it down that long because I did run it already. And then we're gonna crank it up just to make sure, and this is a quick test. Sounds like we fired up no problem. And then what I like to do is I just like to double check my filter, make sure that vibration, that crank up didn't put pressure on it. It didn't kick it out, because if it's not seated properly, at this point we would know. So it's good to check it, because we sent a lot of pressure through that generator. So I'm gonna just do a little check. If I can get some more cranks. You know, you don't want to over crank it, but you definitely don't want your filter getting loose on you on that road. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. And that's our generator oil change, folks. I'm gonna turn my breakers on, and I'm actually gonna run this puppy. Hey, thanks for joining me. If you have questions about anything I did, anything I purchased, drop me some comments and I'll do the best I can to answer your questions. Again, I'm no expert, but these are the simple things we can do ourselves to save us a few pennies. This is well within reason for you to do on your own. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you all later.